Hi friends, welcome back to Diane's Paradise and I hope all are doing good. In this video, I have included my iftar preps and recipes I prepared on Thursday. This year, due to lockdown, I am trying to prepare simple recipes with easily available ingredients. In this video, you'll see simple 2 snack recipes, one sweet with dates, one savory with poha and veggies and a tamarind chutney to go with it. Then 2 drinks, one is lime mint with ruafza and a semolina drink which is very commonly made in every households in Kerala during Ramadan month. And for dinner, Kerala appam with traditional egg curry using coconut milk. I started with grating some fresh coconuts for appam batter and making fresh coconut milk for the gravy. Starting with making the batter first as it needs time to ferment. For appam we need soaked raw rice. Because I did not soak the rice earlier, I am going to use 1.5 cups of rice flour instead. To the rice flour add some water enough to make it a thick batter. It should look like this. Now into another bowl, take 1/4 plus 2 tablespoons of beaten rice, the poha, and wash it thoroughly 3-4 times. Into the mixer jar, add 3/4 cup of grated coconut, 2 tablespoons of sugar, quarter teaspoon of salt and the beaten rice. Add some water and blend into a smooth batter. To this adding the rice flour mix. I am adding in 2 batches as there was no enough space in the jar. Transferring into a large bowl. Now blending the remaining rice flour along with some water and 1/4 cup of homemade yeast. By now my yeast has become little thick as I have been feeding this in every 4 to 5 days. Now for about a month. They are very active and need less to be added in every recipe than before. If you are using the dry yeast, then add 1 teaspoon of dry yeast into this and blend. Appam batter is always a little thin, so add water accordingly. Mix and cover and then leave it to ferment for at least 4 to 5 hours. The time will vary depending on the temperature of your kitchen. Next I'll do the preps for the date snack. I don't have a name for this recipe. One day when I did not had any snack planned, I tried making these and we both liked. It's a very simple snack. For this I'm taking few dates, remove the seeds and then fill each date with almond or cashew or any of your favorite nuts and then press it. Later we are going to make a flour batter and dip them and fry. Right now I am just leaving them filled with the nuts and fry them just before the iftar. These are done. We'll keep them aside. Boiling some water to boil the eggs for the egg curry. Into the water I'm adding 2 teaspoons of rock salt. Then boil the eggs for 10 to 12 minutes. Chopping some onions for the egg curry. I'm taking 2 medium sized onions, a small piece of ginger, few garlic cloves and 2 green chilies. For the gravy, heat a pan, add about 3 teaspoons of coconut oil. Once the oil is hot, add about 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once they'll splutter, add chopped garlic and ginger, also the green chilies. Add chopped onions, also some salt and saute until the onions become soft. Meanwhile, my husband is helping with the coconut milk. I have done a separate video on how to make coconut milk at home. If you haven't watched this video, I'll provide the link in the description. You can check there. Onions have become soft. Add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Add 2 sliced tomatoes and some curry leaves. Saute and then cover and cook it for 5 to 10 minutes until the tomatoes become soft. The tomatoes are cooked. Add half teaspoon of chicken masala, 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala, half teaspoon of black pepper powder, a pinch of sugar. Mix all of this. Cutting the boiled eggs in halves. We can put them as it is whole, that's completely your choice. Masala is cooked. Now it's time to add the coconut milk. I'm adding about 1 cup of coconut milk into this. You can add more or less according to the consistency of the gravy you need. Now drop the eggs slowly into this and cover them completely with the gravy. Keep the flame low while adding the coconut milk. Sprinkling some more fresh curry leaves on top. Cover and turn off the flame. Egg gravy is ready. Next I am making the batter for the dates. Taking half cup of all-purpose flour, a pinch of cardamom powder, a pinch of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Adding sugar is optional as dates are also sweet. Make the batter using some milk. You can even use water for this. Make a batter which is not too thick or too thin. The oil is hot and ready. Drop each dates into the batter, coat them and then fry on medium-high flame for 2 minutes on each side. This looks ready. Take it out on a kitchen towel to remove excess oil from it. Wasn't that an easy snack? Do try, your kids would definitely love this. Next is a savory snack which is poha and veggies cheese patties. For this I am using half cup of brown poha. Wash it 2-3 times and drain out the excess water. We can use cooked rice, leftover rice also to make the same recipe instead of poha. Using 3 cubes of cheese. You can use any cheese of your choice into this recipe. Just grate them. Here I have boiled 1 large size potato in the microwave. Just mash it using a fork. Now into a large bowl add the soaked poha, some green chilies, ginger, curry leaves, onion, chopped carrots, capsicum and the mashed potatoes. You can use any vegetables of your choice into this recipe. Add some salt and some Italian seasoning, some chili flakes, 1/4 teaspoon of chaat masala and garam masala. Mix it all together and then add 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon of chickpea flour or the besan and then add the grated cheese to it and combine all of it with your hands. Crack 2 eggs, season it with some salt and Italian seasoning. This will be used for coating the patties. Into a plate, spreading some breadcrumbs. Make patties of your desired size. Once you have shaped all the patties, dip each one into the egg mixture first and then coat with the breadcrumbs. We can deep fry or shallow fry them. I am going to shallow fry these. If you don't want to use eggs, instead you can make a batter out of all-purpose flour, water and a pinch of salt. Make a little thick batter. First, dip the patties into the batter and then coat with the breadcrumbs. Fry them for 1 minute on each side, and then once you see the color of the patties have changed, we can remove it from the pan. To have with these patties, I am making my favorite tamarind chutney. This chutney can be stored for up to 1 month, and it's very simple. For this I am taking half cup of tamarind which I have soaked already. Grind this and then take out the pulp using a strainer. Here I have got half cup of tamarind pulp. Take same amount of jaggery for this. Heat a pan. Add 2 teaspoons of oil, half teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1/4 teaspoon of asafoetida or hing, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, half teaspoon of chili powder. Add tamarind and jaggery. Cook until jaggery melts. Add 2 tablespoons of sugar, half teaspoon of ginger powder and half teaspoon of black pepper powder. Mix, and if you feel it's too thick, then we can add some water to it. Finally, add some salt. Cook for another 5 minutes and turn off the flame. Our tamarind chutney is ready. Once cool, transfer it into a container. It will stay good for at least a month. Next is a semolina drink which is common in every households of Kerala during Ramadan. For this I am taking 2 cups of milk, 1 cup of water. Once the milk is a little hot, add 3 tablespoons of semolina. Let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, add 1/4 cup of sugar. Into a small pan, heat some ghee and fry 3 medium-sized shallots chopped. Also some cashews and raisins. To this add a pinch of salt, some cardamom for flavor, and finally pour the fried shallots and dry fruits. That's all, the drink is ready. Cover and keep it until we need them. Moving on to making the ruah afza sharbat. My husband is helping me with this. Squeeze 1 lemon, add half teaspoon of sabza seeds, sugar as required, few mint leaves and water. Mix and keep in fridge. Add ruah afza syrup just before serving. Finally, checking the appam batter. It's fermented and looks good. Give a quick mix. To make appams, heat the appam pan. Keep the flame medium high. Pour 1½ ladle of the batter and swirl. Once you see bubbles on it is when you have to cover it with a lid and then cook it on medium-low flame for 2 to 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you can see the appam is leaving the sides. It's ready. Serve hot or keep it in a casserole. In case you don't have the appam pan, you can use dosa tawa and pour 1 ladle of the batter. Don't spread it. Once you see bubbles on it, cover and cook for 2 minutes on medium-low flame. I am making in both the pans simultaneously. After 2 minutes, flip them and cook for another 30 seconds. And that's ready. They'll be extremely soft. And that was my dinner. It's time for iftar and the table is set. It was time for iftar and I started with the semolina drink, which was still warm and refreshing. Hope you liked all the recipes shown in this video. If you did, then give this video a thumbs up And if you're trying any of the recipe from this video, then don't forget to share me your experience and the feedback in the comments below. If you're new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to click the bell icon next to the subscribe button and press all so that you get notified whenever I come up with new videos. See you all soon with another exciting recipe video. Till then, take care and bye bye.